Okay, we're going to go for Aston Villa at home to Manchester City. It's the final game of the Premier League weekend, 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Talk about Aston Villa to begin with. Frustrating is the word I've used 100 times with Villa this year, but that was definitely the case at Newcastle. Lost 2-1, so narrow defeat, and they got themselves back in it. Robbie Keane equalised for them just before the break. In that particular game, fans were unhappy with Stephen Ireland coming off, Charles Nzogbia came off, sort of two creative players. Then they went on to lose the game, obviously. So Alex McLeish, it hasn't been great for them all season. It's not showing many signs of getting considerably better, is it?
No, if you cast your mind back to the 3-2 win over Wolves, I remember saying because Robbie Keane had just arrived, I remember saying, right, this is the moment they kick on. They've got a little spark, they've got the real lift they need. Since it hasn't really happened. I mean, I know they had a really good result against Chelsea, obviously, but that's been a real high point of the season. Like last week, as you say, they took off a couple of attacking players and went on to lose the game, where they just started. Robbie Keane was at the heart and he was making some real good movement and really testing the Newcastle defence. And then they've got Charles Nzogbia saying, I've never been this unhappy playing football, and obviously there's a minor revolt there.
Just because of the results, or do you think that's because he's not just happy with the general things of Villa?
No, Villa haven't impressed anyone with their style of play this season, let's be honest. They've been so inconsistent, but they've not been terrible by any stretch of the imagination, but you want so much more from them. They've got players, but they just aren't getting to the maximum potential. So just a quick stat on Villa, I'll be brief on this, but they've got 11 points from losing positions this season, which, as a stat on its own, sort of sounds, that's good, they've fought back, but only Wolves have got more. So that probably shows it's not the best record to have, because they're just giving teams a head start all the time. Yeah, it is a fairly sizable amount, because they've only got something like 28 points or 30 points so far this season. And yeah,
it's always having to fight back, aren't they?
They do often. I mean, against Newcastle, they gave them a head start, and yeah, they will look to shore up at the back, but they need to get it together up front. They've got so many good attacking players. Stephen Ireland is such a good player. I think that's the area they need to focus on more. Okay, and Manchester City are at Villa Park on Sunday afternoon. It's a good weekend for Roberto Mancini's men. Most recently, they beat Fulham, a fairly routine win, and then Manchester United dropped points. So they're 2 points clear now. They've got Porto away the following Thursday after this game. Do you think the team selection for those two games will just show 100% that it's Premier League is the massive priority for them over the Europa League? Yeah, I think that
isn't the biggest statement involved.
No, it definitely is the case. I mean, when obviously Manchester City got knocked down into the Europa League, everyone sort of saw that as a negative, sort of the long trips to nowhere in the middle of the week. But they've got the squad to deal with it. Obviously, they've got Yaya Toure and the two Toure brothers coming back very soon, and that'll only strengthen their squad. So, and they've passed numerous tests now. Obviously, the run of form recently hasn't been great, but they
especially on the road,
but they showed against Fulham last week that they cantered to victory. They've still got it, they're still playing nice football, and hey, they're on for a league title.
Okay, I just want to mention Adam Johnson's comments, if we've got a bit of time. He said when he went down for a penalty at home to Fulham, he said he anticipated the contact and therefore went down. Is that diving? Is that cheating? Is that just part of the game now? I didn't. That was a very bizarre comment. I think.
Yeah, it was. Well, he's cheating. Let's be honest. I mean, for me personally, it is of course.
He stuck his leg out, didn't he? Sort of to go down.
Yeah, and the thing is, it is part of the game now. So those two things, it's true. It is part of the game, which is depressing. But it's cheating. I remember it was a season or so ago. Theo Walcott was coming at the very end and said, "Look, I dived." And to be honest, I've had more respect for him to come out and said, "Yeah, I dived. I won us the penalty." But no, I don't like this excuse of trying to get away with it by saying you sort of anticipated contact.
Yeah, very strange.
Yeah.
Anyway, we hope the football does the talking in this one. We'll go for Villa at home to Manchester City. A prediction. I think City are going to drop some points here again. I think they've been, last month or so, relatively up and down, especially away from home. They lost to Everton last time out. I think Villa due a decent result, due a break, and I think it'll be 1-1. That's my prediction, 1-1 in this game.
Like you said, City have been a bit vulnerable on the road, haven't they? They lost 1-0 to Sunderland, I believe it was, a couple of weeks ago, and obviously the Everton result. Yep. But Villa, I mean, I really cast my mind back to games against Liverpool and Tottenham, bigger teams where they were so rubbish.
Very poor, yeah.
So I can't see anything but that happen again. So I think it's going to be an easy City win, 3-0 City.